Well, quality 8-event program is set down for decision at Club Menangle on Saturday night. I'm going to race 2 for the first of the specials in number 2, Nostra Villa. Now, I tipped this mare last week when she was first up from a spell and for Goulburn trainer Brad Hewitt. Now, her effort was outstanding. She drew gate 10, she ended up back in the field, 5 pegs on the home turn, and she worked the line very strongly over the concluding stages. She had no luck. She was beaten 2.8 metres by stablemate Armour the Gun in running 5th. And at no stage did she get a clear crack at them. She was climbing all over their backs over the final 50 metres. So Nostra Villa this time around, fitter for the run, nicely drawn. And so against suitable opposition, I think Nostra Villa is a star bet on the card. So that's race 2, number 2. Over to race 4, I see no reason why not to back up with Rock and Roll Pearl. She did the job for us a couple of weeks ago. She led throughout in scoring at Menangle in an easier grade, but she's up to this class. So Rock and Roll Pearl with Todd McCarthy in the bike, I think she can take out race 4. Over the race 5, well, this is a great clash. Where You Been Bopping and Perfect Stride. I'm going to stick with the Shane Sanderson trained and the Cameron Hart driven Where You Been Bopping. A very strong winner here last week in quicker time than Perfect Stride in their 2 heats. I think Where You Been Bopping will be far more prominent this time, and Perfect Stride just may have his work cut out, although he does strip fitter for last week's assignment, which was his first from a spell. He led throughout, just fell in to win, but he'll strip a lot fitter. We know how classy he is, placed in 2 derbies. Well, over to race 6. This is going to be an outstanding clash here. Once again, Craig Cross supplying 6 of the 10 runners, and with Cash and Flow having a spell this week after winning 8 from 8, and the big gun, King of Swing, still resting. He brings out the other big gun in the stable, Outer Orlando, who finished 3rd in the Miracle Mile behind King of Swing. And Outer Orlando trialled very strongly here last week. Now, he finished 2nd behind Better and Force. Outer Orlando will return on a winning note. Very strong performer, Outer Orlando. Over to race 7, and speaking of Better and Force, she goes around in this particular event, resuming from a spell. I think she'll prove very hard to beat. It was a very solid trial. She was tickled up over the concluding 15 metres to hold Outer Orlando, but she's a quality mare. Disappointed when she was at the end of her tether at the previous campaign, but before that, her form was hard to fall. So Better and Force should continue the Craig Cross domination of this particular meeting. Over to Melton on Saturday night, the first of 3 specials in race 6. The Jane Ellen, the Group 3 and Rock and Roll Chapel, I think will be very hard to beat. Now, this mare has trialled twice on 2, very nicely on 2 occasions, the latter winning the trial by 42 metres. So I think she's ready to win first up from a spell. She's off the back row. I don't think there'll be enough to stop her from greeting the judge. Over to the 7th event, Hit the Sky, very consistent customer, nicely drawn. Well, in race 8, sticking with the Andy Gath Catgate theme, and here I thought Eureka would be the star bet on the card. So then my thoughts for both Menangle and Melton on Saturday night. Until next week, good punting.